What is up? This is the Chig coming at you with another Diablo 4 video. Today we're going to be talking a little more in depth about the beginning of the 1 to 100 journey. Put a little bit of a longer video the other day kind of describing how to get through the entire process, but today we're going to talk about the first little bit, getting to 1 to 20, 25-ish, where you start really getting into the rhythm of alternating dungeons and doing the tree. But before we hop into that, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and do not forget that we are having a giveaway once we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'll be giving away a copy of Diablo 4 or a video game of your choice. Anyway, let's hop right into it. I have a fresh new barbarian over here ready to log in. So hit start game. First tip, World Adventure 1, because 2 is a little harder, yeah, you get a little more rewards, yeah, but the amount of more time it's going to take to kill the mobs is not worth the small amount of reward you get when the number of mobs you kill and the faster you can do things in your efficiency is going to make your leveling experience smoother. So the first thing we are going to do is I am going to show you my favorite location to do the first little part of this grind, and the reason being is there is a small dungeon that has a really high volume of elites right about there. It's called Dead Man's Dredge, and the town that's got the waypoint right about there. Anyway, the very first tip I have for you is to make sure you have the map explored before the season comes out. That way you are able to just teleport straight over to the town. I'm going to be rapid firing some tips while we're running over there. I hope I got the waypoint pretty close. If I did not, I will be wiggling around trying to find it. In the meantime, I will put some points into my talent tree here. I have a barb leveling guide if you want to go check that out. That's fine. I'm going to be leveling thorns and rend on this character. It's going to be a good time. Anyway, first tip, pick what you want, play what you want. We don't care what's meta, we don't care what's the best. We play video games for fun here on the Chig's channel, and I'm going to back that up. Playing something because it's the best or playing something because it's perceived to be the best is a real good way to limit the amount of fun you can actually have with whatever video games that you're playing. I would also posit that while you're running through here, if you do see one of these events and you do want to do it for a box of loot, a little extra XP, stop and do it. This is just the efficient way to get to the town and the efficient way to start this process. Man, I hit that almost right on the nose. Heck yeah. Anyway, pop in here. Second tip, you have to click the waypoint or the waypoint doesn't work. You'd be over here sitting beside the portal trying to go do something. Need to go back to town, then you gotta hoof it, and it would just be bad. Okay? Would just be bad. Anyway, so my preferred ways to get over here is to not run into the wall. Go south, cut across, cut up right here. Alright, so something cool about this little lake. It's always got mobs around it. Huge density. First thing we're going to do, we're going to pop in here because these little vents, they give pretty decent XP. They normally give a box of loot in some variety. Sometimes there's an elite, sometimes there's an event, sometimes there's neither. But either way, we're just going to pop in. We're going to do what we can do. We're going to kill everybody. Oh, look at that. Bang. Oh, look, we're already level 3. Look how easy that was. Grab a pair of these, grab whatever. See if it's an upgrade. If it's an upgrade, throw it on. Throw the poop on the ground. Obviously, you're not going to throw the things on the ground when you're actually working on leveling your character or whatever, but in the meantime, for now, we're just going to throw stuff on the ground. The reason we're going to throw stuff on the ground is because I don't need those things, and I'm just trying to show you what's going on. We're just going to kind of have this little fun experience and talk while we are making our way on over here to this place. One of the reasons I like Rend specifically is you can do this. You can kite. You can drop some knowledge on these fools and have them bleeding while you're running down the freaking hallway. And if mobs chase you, they will die. It is amazing. It is fun. Alright, anyway, so we're going to pop in here. This is the dungeon. I'm going to show you where it's out on the map when we get in here. I just didn't want to have to stop outside and get ripping pepperonied while I was trying to talk. Everybody knows what happens when I try to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. I fall over and die. Alright, so you start here in Kyovashad. You will be able to teleport to Yelesna in the beginning. And then you're just going to mosey your way right on over here. Right there is where the cellar is. And then right there is where Dead Man's Dredge is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run through here. You're going to see, it's not my favorite mob type, but the way this dungeon is laid out and the fact that it just goes in a circle and you get to just kill everything and then you can teleport out of the dungeon. It's just amazing. It's real good and it just, I don't know. I don't have words for how good it is, right? I just goofed. Anyway, when you're playing, play better than Chiggy because that's a low bar. And, you know, being able to play better than me, probably going to be the easiest thing you've ever done in your life. Anyway, so we're just going to keep bleed kiting things. I picked the ability for Flay that gives me thorns. Reason being is we start out with a little bit more HP because we've got our altars done, and it scales off of your HP and stuff. So what we're doing here is just taking advantage of the mechanics. We're just bleeding and we're running and we're doing the things, and it's amazing. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the Fortify because we want to be tanky. We are just going to get him bleeding to death and then we're going to run. I honestly don't want to pick up anything unless I'm fairly certain it's going to be an upgrade, which at this point in the game is going to be anything we find for the most part. But it is going to be a really easy process to level up. And again, make sure you're playing something because you want to play it, not because you think it's good, not because your buddy told you to play it, because it's going to be, oh my god, the meta. Oh my god, the meta. All these meta slaves over here. I mean, have your character that you want to try hard on, absolutely, but the character you play the most should be for funsies. And you should enjoy playing the game, not beat your face against it going, well, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. You know, play the class you want to play. Do the content you want to do. I put together a build that's meh earlier today. I'm probably going to make a video about it. But I did the teleporty shreddy build thing on the druid, and the reason I did that was because it's fun, and I accidentally got the weapon for it, but I still don't have the hat for it. So it's still bad, but it's still good enough to, you know, be fun. And since we play games for fun, yeah. Anyway, let's finish up this dungeon. It's super easy. It's a three-parter. You've got the first part where you get the animus. You've got the second part where you do the little event. Pop your shouts when they come up if you're a barbarian. You know, just use your class mechanics like a good little player. We're going to grab this. We're going to run out. And the cool thing about this dungeon is you've got the anima collectors, which are all elites. And then the second part of the dungeon is releasing the prisoners, right? And the prisoners have guards sometimes that are elites. And then when you free the last prisoner, there's a guaranteed elite spawn. And then when you got stuff like this, you get the event that will happen like that. And when you get those events, they're basically free XP because they all have a completion reward. And there's almost always a loot box, and it's just a really good way to get your get some XP, get everything going, get basically anything you need while you're getting started, right? And as you can see, my XP bar is literally flying. I don't have any multipliers. I don't have anything other than a couple of items I have picked up since I walked in the door, and I am already level 6. And it just continues to go like this, as long as you are adamant about making sure you're getting it done. I'm going to finish this dungeon, and then I'm going to show you how to continually loop it without ever having to log out. The reason being, we do not know if people are going to be able to log in and log out on start, and I personally do not want to risk being stuck on a login screen after I'm already logged into the game. So I'm going to kind of give you my 2 pennies on how to avoid that. It's just a little strategy for all of the things that are around this dungeon, and it's going to make it a lot easier to take all of it in and be ahead of the curve with your quests, and ahead of the curve with getting some better items and stuff. Like, you know, after you get a couple of yellows, go do the dungeon to get the aspects that are good for what you're trying to do. Because if you do that, your leveling experience is going to be infinitely better, because you're going to be leveling faster, you're going to be safer, you're going to be, you know, all of the things, right? I don't particularly know what things I need to do other than run around and kill these mobs right now, but I will tell you that in the grand scheme of things, this is just the beginning, and I am just trying to get to level 20-ish as fast as possible so I can do the majority of the dungeons and stuff for the tree, because that is the real sweet money spot. You're going to be getting XP, you're going to be getting money, you're going to be getting materials, but most importantly, you're going to be leveling up quickly and keeping your gear relevant, because you get choices on what gear you're getting. And as long as it stays random and you're not just over there going, okay, cool, I got hats 18 times in a row, you should be able to keep your gear pretty well balanced out and stay ahead of the game, and be able to keep yourself in legendaries, and be able to keep yourself with aspects that are going to help you level, and be able to help yourself do basically everything you need to be able to do. And at the end of the day, once you hit 50 and you start doing nightmare dungeons, or 45, whatever level you're actually able to get into that content, obviously, I can't tell you when you will or will not be comfortable doing something, or when you will not be able to do it with the amount of gear and skill that you have. However, what I can tell you is doing it this way is going to set you up for a really strong start, and put you in a position where you might not be the fastest, but it's going to be super comfortable. If you need to take a break, it's going to be really easy to do if you've got buddies you're going to play with. I personally have like 4 guys that we're all going to be hanging out playing together, and we're going to be knocking that out. It's going to be awesome. Alright, so we're about to finish this dungeon. Guaranteed elite because we finished the dungeon. Alright, so he's dead. Once you've got him dead, loot, leave dungeon. And I'm going to show you why. It takes 60 seconds, 60 seconds to reset the dungeon after you're outside. So what we're going to do, and most of the time, there is a live event over here right outside the dungeon, and you can just walk your little booty right on over there, right? Just walk your little booty right on over here and do this event. Guess what? Normally it takes about a minute, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more. Yeah, events, right? So we're going to be over here, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to run in, I'm going to do the dungeon, I'm going to run out, I'm going to do the event, and on the off chance that the event is unavailable, I will show you what we do after that, and instead of that. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. You're going to love it, I promise. It's going to make your brain go, huh, yeah, I wish I'd thought of that. And then you're going to go, oh yeah, I did think of that because that's super easy and anybody would have figured that out. Right? Alright, so we're going to dot him up, dot him up, dot him up. Alright, now this event is a little weird because after you kill them, they respawn and then you have to actually kill them. But it's fine because you're going to be early, you're going to be strong, and you're going to be getting loot while you're running through these dungeons, right? Alright, hit your box. Check, see if it's an upgrade. Huh, yeah, it's got HP on it and some resistances and more armor. Bang, we got it. And look, we got items that we can equip here. And we are now able to disenchant some things. Obviously, you're going to keep things early in the game because you're going to need materials. So the second thing you're going to do, come up here. Kill mobs in a circle. Now this is if the event is not up, because if the event is up, you know, it takes about a minute. You can run through, you can knock it out, you'll be done. It'll be fine. Right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to kill some mobs. And the density around this lake, for whatever reason, is almost always really good. So just kill some mobs, run around. Alright, so once you get back over to this side of the lake, you know, clear out the mobs that you were fighting, clear out anybody that's still chasing you, and then you're going to run in, you're going to do the cellar again, because cellar events respawn as well. So we're going to pop in, going to make sure it's respawned by looking at the fog of war. Bam, it is respawned. Alright, cool. I'm going to walk in here, we're going to see what it is. Alright, there's an artillery shrine, and we got to kill mobs. So grab the shrine first, dunk on the mobs. You know, obviously it's going to be easy because you got the artillery shrine or whatever. Watch your HP. Get the loot. That was a quarter of a level and it took 5 freaking seconds, right? And then we're going to run back out. And don't necessarily hop right back on your horse. Only hop on your horse if you have a real good reason to be traversing quickly, because otherwise kite mobs as you're running. Because if you're going somewhere and there's XP behind you, why just leave it there? And then sometimes, like, here you go, here's a channeling shrine. Alright, so now I can just rend. I don't even have to use my generator. Alright, so I'll just stack up rend on these guys while I run. Pop my shouts, run, run, run. Alright, now you pop back into the dungeon. If we did it right, and we didn't run around too quickly, and it took us about a minute, minute and a half, when we come back in, you can always double check the map. You got Fog of War. As long as you've got Fog of War, the dungeon is reset. So go ahead and start running it again. I'm just going to run up to the first elite this time, because I just want to show you guys that it is reset. We didn't do anything funky. There was no cuts in the video. There was no, oh hey, fade away. There was no camera things. There was no cuts. Like, it's just, this is what we did. This is how we did it. This is why we did it. And this is the result. Alright? You know, alright, cool. Check it out. Bang. He's dying. Walk away from him while he bleeds out. Boom. Did he give us an item? He did. Throw it on. Make sure everything's on. You need a break. Go back to town. You know, as soon as you're comfortable, go do the alternating dungeons for the tree, right? And then as soon as you've got the materials and as soon as you've unlocked it, you can start going over to the Mystic and putting the aspects on your gear, right? So after you do that dungeon the first time and you get that aspect, you're going to unlock this ability, because you have to either hit level 25 or unlock an aspect. Well, when you deal it the first time, you're going to be unlocking the aspect. And as you can see, we've been playing about 10 or I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. Most of it's just been me rambling. We ran to the new town. We went to the dungeon. I showed you the event. I showed you the density around the lake, and we did the dungeon. And we're level 9, 8. We're level 8, almost level 9 in just a couple of minutes. I don't know if slash played works, but yeah. Great strategy. Super easy, super chill, super relaxing. Really good way to play with your buddies. You know, you can do it solo, you can do it with your friends. That's the great thing about it. You don't have to leave the game and come back in. Anyway, do this until 20. Again, I have the 1 to 100 guide. This is just the quick and dirty for getting that rolling because everybody's going to be like, well, what do I do until I get to level 15 and I can start doing other dungeons? Well, this is that video, okay? Anyway, hope this was super helpful. Thank you for sticking around. Can't wait to make some more content. Can't wait for season 1. I am super excited, and I'll see you guys in Sanctuary.